What's up, y'all? It's Lone Wolf. So I'm back with another tool review. I just got done with my AC Delco review, and I decided to do a quick tool review on my AVID Power impact gun. Okay, so I purchased this one off Amazon. This is my frontline impact gun that I use for all automotive repairs, and I have more expensive stuff that's behind it that I usually just store away, and I keep it ready for a rainy day, or if I need to do some home repairs and I don't, or if my work vehicle isn't on me. Okay. So this one is on Amazon, okay? AVID Power half-inch impact. It's a brushless 20-volt cordless impact gun with 3 variable speeds, a max torque of 370 foot-pounds or 500 newton meters. It's got a ion battery, 4 pieces impact socket set, and a fast charger. So you see it comes with 4 impact sockets, and it comes with this case. That case right now is actually in my car, and what I did, I will explain with it how I kind of did this. So I'm going to go over it today, but the thing that's nice about this impact gun, as you can see, I've put this through a lot. Okay, this thing has been through hell and high water for the past year. I've owned this for about a year. As my front line, you see the stickers coming off of it. I mean, it's been through a lot. Rain, snow, I mean, shine, everything. I've been through every single type of repair that you can imagine with this impact gun. Okay. The thing that's nice about this one, and a lot of impact guns come with this, is the battery. So your battery has an indicator light on how much charge you have left in it. Honestly, I have never had this impact gun die on me, mechanically and electrically. I've never had the battery go out on me. I usually charge it, I think, once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, and I work every day. I really haven't had it die on me, which is very strange because I have other impact tools that I'll put them together, and after about 3 or 4 jobs the battery runs low, and I'm like, what's up with that? Okay, so this thing, it's really nice. It slips in into the impact gun real easy. Okay, it doesn't come out. You have a button release here for the battery. Okay, and you can see your speed setting is set. There's a button for your speed setting right here. Okay, so you can set your speed setting to high, medium, low. So high, low, medium, high. Okay, so you can you have 3 speed settings on there to where you can set it. Comes with a light on it as well, so you can see. So you're not relying on your headlamp or your flashlight trying to get up in there and get a bolt out. So one thing I will tell you, I use this impact gun for lug nuts, engine mounts, countless things, bell housing bolts. I mean, I use it for everything. Okay. CV axles, I use it for CV axles. I use it for a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. One thing I will tell you about it, there are some applications that I have needed to switch it up. So not necessarily switch up to another impact, but so for example, I've had like an engine mount and the bolt was in there really tight, and I had to break it loose with a breaker bar, but I ran it all the way out with the gun. So I had to break certain things loose that were in there real tight or have been rusted in there for a long time, and then run it out with the gun. And mind you, this has 370 foot-pounds of torque. Okay, so some of these other impact guns out there, especially pneumatic ones, are going to give you a lot more torque, but for simple application of working on your own car, this is going to be the best bang for your buck. Okay, on Amazon they sell this in the kit for $70. Okay, $69.99. You really cannot go wrong with this price and the quality that I've had through this. On Amazon, it has 4.5 stars out of 5, and there are some people that just complained that they needed something that was more powerful. So they were working on something that needed more torque. And to be honest, it's like, okay, well, at that certain point, I think that at this certain torque range, if you need something more, I would go with something pneumatic personally. Because a lot of the stuff that I work on with cars, I'll break it loose and then run it out, and I don't really have to worry about it. As long as you have a breaker bar, it's like, okay, you're using some brute force. Okay, so when it comes down to this gun, it comes with 4 impact sockets that come with it. I hardly use them. I use them for impact. I use them for lug nuts once in a while, but honestly, they're standard sockets, so they just sit in my drawer. If I need a deep socket with that size, I'll just take it out. So it's nice to have. The bag that comes with it. So this sits in a toolbox carrier in the back of my rig. What I did with the bag, and you could do this, it's just personal advice, I took the bag completely bare, and I ended up putting a spare serpentine belt in there, relays, fuses, a set of spark plugs, just different things that I put together that I stuck in the back of my car. So I used the bag as almost a roadside kit. So if anything goes out, if I snap a serpentine belt, I can just replace it on the side of the road and drive home. I'm not calling a tow truck or a AAA to get me all the way home. I keep a thermostat in there. I keep anything that I could have troubles with on the road, because I drive a work rig, and you could do this with a personal car too, especially if you're on road trips. That bag comes in handy. And a lot of people that buy this, they'll probably just keep it in the bag itself. But if you're like working in a garage and you put this in there and you're like, I don't really need the bag, use that bag to put spare stuff for your car in it and throw it in your trunk. It comes in handy, trust me. I've had breakdowns myself where I'm like, my serpentine belt just snapped, literally. So for reviews, okay, customers find the impact wrench works well, particularly for tire changes, and appreciate its power and torque. They consider it good value for money and praise its ease of use, especially for changing tires. The battery life receives mixed feedback, with some saying it's great, while others report it doesn't stay charged long. My personal opinion, this thing has never flatlined on me. And it could be just because I'm more diligent at charging it, and I leave it on the charger until it's green and I pull it off, stick it on there, it's back in the rig. So I'm pretty meticulous. Once a week, I think it's every Thursday night, I'll generally charge my electric impact and my electric ratchets. So I'll charge anything, including my cameras. I'll charge everything, and Thursday night's kind of my charging night. So for me, I'm more diligent on making sure my batteries are up. So it could be that some of these people got a bad battery, or some of these people didn't charge their impact as much as they should have. So durability and lug nut removal also gets mixed reviews. While some say it easily removes lug nuts, others report issues with getting them stuck in the socket. I had that issue, but that's more of like a socket deal, okay? So depending on what socket, because some people, they'll need like a 21 millimeter for their lug nut, and they'll use one of the standard lug sockets, and it takes a 21. It takes a metric and not a standard. That's probably why that happened. So I'm just kind of going over the basic review here. The only time I really had them stuck in sockets is when I needed a standard and I used a metric, and I had to pound it out with a screwdriver and a hammer real quick. Generally, you're not going to have that issue. When you use this, you can take valve covers out with this with ease, man. A 10 millimeter on this, and you can, with a small extension, and you can run all your valve cover bolts off, and you're not sitting there turning a wrench doing that. And you can also use your electric ratchets. But if you don't have an AC Delco G12, this is actually a really good tool to have in your arsenal. So taking off wheels, easy. I've never had, the only time I had trouble taking off a wheel with one of these, okay, was when I took wheels off of a moving van, a box truck, and it was only like one or two of the lug nuts that were seized in there, and I had to use a breaker bar to just break it loose, and I ran them out. So sometimes you'll notice that this thing doesn't have the amount of torque you need for certain applications, but 99% of the time this has done the job for me, and I really haven't needed anything else. A breaker bar once in a while for a really rusted in, engine mount bolt, but realistically it's like you're probably going to need that anyway. So some find it durable, others say it's not strong enough to remove vehicle lug nuts. I have not had that issue at all. Lug nuts all day long, baby. I can pull lug nuts all day long with these. Camshaft sprockets all day long. Anything that I've had that's been like really stuck, like harmonic balancers, like the crank bolts, this comes in handy. There are some vehicle applications where because the bolt turns with the engine, then it really gets in there and you have to figure something out. In those cases, I have tricks of the trade where I'll take a breaker bar and put it on the socket onto the crank bolt and put it up against the ground and turn the engine over once, and it'll spin it loose just enough where I can just go in there and it's out, okay? So there's tricks of the trades that these people probably don't know about certain cars or their applications, that they just went in there and started shooting at it and it didn't go. Crank bolts would probably be one of the #1 things I would tell you that I've had to use other methods before I've used this to take it out. Have I reinstalled crank bolts with them? Yes, I have. So this will work for like pretty much any application you need. Pulling head bolts, I probably wouldn't do that. I would use head bolts where I would break them loose with a breaker bar or a larger ratchet, and then you can shoot them out with that. I personally have not shot in or out any head bolts with these because I don't do that. I usually go by hand and I do it the right way. I use torque wrenches. So anything that's really like you need a torque wrench for, don't just go ramming things in, with an impact, obviously. But this is invaluable for taking stuff apart and putting stuff together. along with the AC Delco and this, you can use this for more than just automotive. You can use this for, you know, you buy furniture and you got to put it together. Comes in handy because you're not sitting there running a tiny little wrench that's in the package with the furniture, and you're just, you know, running bolts in, your piece of furniture is put together. Like, it's beyond the application of automotive. This thing actually goes a long way. And to be honest with you, for a price of $70, like, go to the store, and I'm not knocking store brands or any other brands on impact guns, but I'm telling you, go to the store and look at how much an impact costs, okay? You'll go there and you'll be like, oh, okay, well, this is, you know, $100, this and that. I can return it to Walmart. That's okay. But what I'm telling you is, for the price on this, it really isn't bad. I have ran this thing through hell and back, homie. Like, through hell and back. I've put this thing through a lot. I mean, moving trucks, brake jobs on moving trucks. I've done cars, trucks, timing, head gaskets, transmission jobs. This thing, recently I did a head gasket on a North Star engine, and a lot of those spaces in there are tight. They're not easy to get to. Certain jobs are not easy to get to. When you have a wobble set with this, extensions and wobbles, this and that, if you end up doing a 4R100 transmission, I used this example in my AC Delco video. The top two transmission bell housing bolts that are in there are really, really, really hard to get to, and a lot of people will sit there and use like a 3-mile extension with a socket on it and stick it in there and just wrench. All you really have to do is a 2-foot extension and a deep socket and stick it up in there and bap, and it's out. Like, I spent probably 2.5 minutes on both of those bell housing bolts with this here. In other applications that people did when I saw online, they used hand tools, and it took them forever to get them out and forever to get them in. To be honest with you, when I put it back together, I used an impact gun. I didn't even thread them by hand. I caught one thread with the long extension, and I just hooked it up and heard bap, bap, and they were in. So there's certain applications with like certain jobs that you're going to do, like say your Ford F-150, it ends up blowing up and you need a transmission in it. Dude, go with something like this, man. Something like this that's got enough torque that's over 300, and you're good to go. So like my AC Delco is 45 foot-pounds. This one's 300 and something. Like, so I've got that even range that I need, that I don't really need something that's super big. If I've got something that's really seized in there or stuck in there, it's like, okay, like air compressor and a pneumatic gun, if I really need that much. But honestly, I haven't really run into anything that bad. So being said, it's a lot more cost efficient to have something like this, that if it goes out, it's $70 and you can just order another one. When it comes to warranties, I don't know what their warranty is on it because I toss the paperwork. My bad. It's just how I run sometimes, where I just throw it all on my brand new toys. It's all going in there, you know what I mean? So I ended up screwing up when it came to that. Same with the AC Delco. I just throw the boxes in the recycling and, oh, okay, let's go, you know what I mean? I didn't think about it. But so I'm not sure about the warranty on this. So when it comes to the battery, okay, the charger right here, okay, you'll see it has a green light. It fits in just like how it fits into the gun, okay? And it'll give you, just like the AC Delco that I showed you, it'll give you a red light until it's fully charged and it's green, okay? And you can check your battery charge on the charger and see where it's at. So if it's completely dead and you charge it, you'll see, okay, it's at 1 or 2 bars there, like we're almost there. So you'll kind of gauge on how long you need it. I don't leave any of these batteries plugged in overnight. That's just, I don't roll that way. Even when it's hooked up to a power inverter inside my work rig, I don't do that. So I'm telling you right now though, this impact gun has saved me a whole lot of time, a whole lot of money. A CV axle on a Volkswagen recently, a GTI recently, okay? And how the CV axles sit into the transmission, they run triple square bolts in there where they all sit in there. To take them out, I probably saved a good hour of time, where I could have been wrenching on them with a long extension and a ratchet and wrenching. Instead, I literally had the triple square on like probably 1.5 foot by 18-inch extension and just bap, shot them all out. The axle came right out. It saved me a lot of time, and it was a lot of time that I could have been in here cooking. I could have been in here chilling. I could have been doing something else with my time or working on something else on the car. So for things that you're doing, okay, if you got a head gasket job coming up on your truck and you're going to do it yourself, get something like this. Don't be messing around. Like, A lot of it is like, okay, what would you really need this for? Say you have a head gasket that you need to do on a 2.0 naturally aspirated Volkswagen engine, okay, so a Jetta, something like that, or an Audi. When you're pulling the head, you have the exhaust flange bolts that sit in there, okay? Instead of sitting there and wrenching on them and wrenching on them, wrenching on them with long extensions and all that, out, 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 like all four out. You don't have to take the manifold out and out. Like, watch some of my videos, like the 2.0 head gasket and timing video. You can see in there where I pulled the head off film, but when I reinstalled it, I had to install the manifold back in there. I just set the manifold on it, ran it, you know, hand ran a couple of the bolts, hand tight, and bap, 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 and it's back in. I didn't really have to, I wasn't tripping at all. Like, it's quick, super quick for me. I didn't really have to do much. So it's like, yeah, the work's still there, man. You got to do the work. But when you got something like this and you got some electric motor behind it, like, it saves you a whole bunch of time and a whole bunch of energy, where you're not sitting there going, okay, 2 hours later, now I'm putting the head back on and doing this. It's like, no, you just spent like 5 minutes just putting these bolts in really quick and you're ready to go. Like, you save tons of time, and time is the most valuable thing that we have. So you think about it, $60, $70 for something like this to save your time, it's way worth it. So keep watching my videos. You'll see in a lot of my videos I use this AVID power as my front line. So if you see me bust out a DeWalt, or you see me bust out a Milwaukee, or you see me bust out a Hart, Walmart Hart gun, then this thing, it doesn't have a battery, or I left it at home, or somebody's borrowed it from me. So I'm telling you, when it comes to the review, I'm just showing you the tool up close. But if you watch my videos on some of my repairs, you will actually see the tools that I'm reviewing in action. And I'm telling you, this one, the AVID power and the AC Delco, is my front line for electric impact and ratchet for everyday automotive mobile use. And it's never failed me. Until next time, Lone Wolf, peace out.